Hey, good morning. Hey, today is August 22nd, and my name's Kevin. I garden in Zone 4B, central Wisconsin area. Today I'm just doing a brief walkthrough through the garden, show what's going on. It's been 2 or 3 weeks since I did a video before, but we'll take a look at what's occurring in the garden. It's kind of bad view on the hops tower, but I'll walk around on the sunny side. There's a lot more weeds in the garden now because I decided I was done pulling weeds for the year. But as you can see, there's lots of hops up there, and they're just for looks. I have no intentions of taking it down to collect the hops or do anything else with them, except just look at them. We'll go back around into the garden now. These hydrangeas are doing pretty good. That one's a blush. I planted Incredible Blush. I planted it this year. It's going to take a couple years to get big. The clematis are done blooming here. Here's one on that one there. I guess we'll walk around the same way I've walked around before. The zinnias are doing pretty good. It's bicolored zinnia. Profusion, I believe. This apple tree doesn't have much on it. I'm not sure why. I think there's just 1 or 2 apples on it. And over in here, the coneflowers are still looking pretty good. And that's an aster. I think that's a pink one. That one always looks very nice. Lots more coneflowers of different sorts and some black-eyed Susans in there. Another aster, which should look really nice. I planted a new one down by that flag, but it seems like the rabbits are eating it. You know, it's supposed to be blue color. It's going to take a couple more years to get something out of that. Down in here, they used to have the garlic, and I'm going to have to prep that bed here so I can plant garlic come in October. This here is hibiscus area, and they're blooming very good now. I think that's one of the reasons why I decided to take a video today, because that one's doing pretty good. That one's called Midnight Marvel. I still have a small one down in there that's name is French Vanilla. It should bloom. I'm not sure when, but I don't have much high hopes on that lasting. I'm going to have to find something different. And here's another Midnight Marvel. They really got big this year. They're close to 5 feet tall, as you can see. And this one here is, boy, the name keeps escaping me here on that one. Berry Awesome, that's the name of this one. Don't know why, I just can't keep remembering that. The black-eyed Susans there, Indian Summer, it's about done for in that container. And then we have here is Ballet Slippers hibiscus. It's looking pretty good. And then another Midnight Marvel, which is looking very good, nice and big. And this last one here is Berry Awesome again. And this one's got a lot of blooms on it. And there's some cosmos blooming, volunteer cosmos blooming in the background, and morning glories on the fence. I did try planting moonflowers on here, but they seem to get eaten. I can't seem to grow a moonflower at all this year. And up there is a clematis. It's blooming a little bit. So then I have here the bed of coneflowers, primary Indian summer, and then down here this is another variety of coneflower. I don't have the name offhand, but they have a lot bigger cone and flower. They're bigger than the regular coneflowers. And then there's more Cheyenne Spirit in there. I have a rose bush growing here, and it's up to 50, close to 6 feet now. It should grow all the way up to the top here, and it should look really nice. I think it's well, I can't remember the name of Lady of Chalet, I believe is the name of that. Then behind me here is glads. They're just about done for. This color here is about one of the last colors to come out. The oranges are done. The lavenders are pretty well done. Just this color here that's really blooming yet. They're the only ones popping up now. So that's about it for the glads. Won't be long, they'll be done. Sweet corn patch is very good this year. I handed out, I think, a dozen ears to all my neighbors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 neighbors. A couple of neighbors weren't home at the time, so they missed out. I still ended up with I think 8 dozen or so for canning, and I ended up freezing. I ended up freezing about 28 pints of sweet corn, which is going to be enough for us for a couple of years. So next year I won't have to freeze any if I still have them, and I'll have more corn to hand out to the neighbors. We'll walk around back this way. One last look at all these hibiscus. They really put out a lot of color. Gives you a tropical feel. And this tree here is loaded with apples. I believe it's Honeycrisp. Some more black-eyed Susans and coneflowers. The tomatoes are doing good. I froze a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes the other day, and I'm going to have to come back in here and pick a lot more cherry tomatoes, because looks like I have a lot here. This variety here is Bumblebee Pink. They're hard to tell when they're really ripe, but I like these Sweet Millions best. And then the ones back there, those yellow ones, I believe is Sun Sugar or something like that is the name of that variety. Tomatoes are doing good yet. I know I see some leaf blight coming up on these now. I really don't expect them to be around by mid-September. I think that leaf blight will take them out, but yeah, I got a whole bunch of tomatoes to pick too. Been freezing a lot. Barb's got a lot of tomatoes this year. Take a look at the blueberry patch for a second. I'm done picking in there. I think I got over 60 to 70 pounds of blueberries in the freezer. I got lots of blueberries. There's still even blueberries left on the bushes there. Take a peek in here. If I get myself through here. Get looking a different way. I guess I'll go this way. The sunlight's a little better. Stop picking zucchini since Barb's not here. This is parsnips. they're looking pretty good. Hopefully the rodents don't damage them too much. And then I got some peppers, green peppers in this row here. Looks like there's some here to be picked. And then the basil looks like it's going to flower again. Going to have to try to stop that so Barb will have basil when we get back. The peas are all done. I got to pull this out, get rid of it. The Brussels sprouts, Barb went and cut the tops. Now I see a lot of huge Brussels sprouts on here now. Not sure if usually we don't pull these until mid-October before the big freeze. So yeah, there's going to be lots of Brussels sprouts. Going to be handing out a lot of Brussels sprouts again. Here's a carrot patch. Carrots are looking pretty good. I'm working at keeping mouse traps set, catching a few voles and mice every other day or so. Yeah, not one there. But they're doing good. Then this is a eggplant row. Barb picked a lot of it before she left and processed it and frozen. But there's eggplant in here to pick again. I can see them down in there. Yeah, there's a few in there. My melon patch is doing good. I picked 5 of them so far. First one I opened up was rotten on the inside. I was surprised because the skin or shell looked fine, but it was just rotten inside. But then after that, last 2 I cut open have been excellent. And I think I have a little over 30 melons in here, so way more than I can eat. And so I got a lot to give away to the neighbors, I think, this year. I got a couple in the fridge I need to hand out now, because it looks like there's going to be some more ripening in the future. For my melons, what I've done for this last couple years now is put them on a, you see, I can see it, put them on a little wire fence, gets them about an inch or 2 off the ground, and that seems to be enough to keep the voles and the mice from digging into them, because I haven't seen any teeth marks in the ones I picked yet so far. So I think I have it figured out. So I should have a lot more melons. In years past, they would dig into them and eat on them. And then the only thing I had was mouse traps to try to catch them. I'd catch a few, but they'd get their share of melons in between. These lilies are about done. So are these coneflowers. There's a lot of apples on this tree, but it really gets damaged by the Jap beetles. Next year I'm going to have to figure out something, how to treat this tree so the apples come out a lot nicer. Potatoes are in here. Now it's just cannon lilies that I planted in between the rows. And they look nice. Jet beetles like them. They attract hummingbirds. They get hummingbirds coming into the garden. And they're always fighting over that feeder over there. There's a lot of hummingbird wars going on. They're chasing each other, trying to keep that feeder for themselves. So the last garden row, vegetable garden, is squash. I believe the variety is Jester. There's some little ones in here. So I was really expecting them to be bigger by now. I think next year I'll have to start those squash about 4 or 5 weeks before first frost, and get them in the garden sooner so they can get to be a decent size before frost comes in. Raspberry patch. This is where I keep my leaf mulch. When fall comes, this will be all filled to the top, compacted. I jump up and down on it. It'll be plumb full, and I use that leaf mulch for ground cover in the garden. The raspberries here are red raspberries and black raspberries. They're all mixed up. It's a jungle in there. The rabbits got a haven there because there's no way for me to get them out. We'll do a quick tour of the dahlia area. They've been blooming for a long time. Seems like I have to deadhead all the time to keep them going. Even the zinnias, some of the zinnias are tying out. And I have a big pot of dead blooms I need to put in a compost bin. So lots of different varieties. Zinnias look good, mostly Queenie Lime and Queenie Orange. Some seem to be a little more red, and that one's orange, and they seem to take on different colors. And this one looks like lime. So lots of different dahlias. I think that one there is Sumter Mystery Fox or something like that. This is a dinner plate dahlia. It looks pretty nice. These ones here are, I think his name is Breakout. They're I expect them to grow taller. All these didn't grow very tall. And then French Cancun is here. I had them all clipped, but now they're flowering again. Just gotta keep deadheading. And these are Cafe au Lait. Rose, or there's no one called Royale. They're both similar in looks. It's hard to, you really can't tell them apart. And this one is just Cafe au Lait. Looks like I need to deadhead some more in there. Oh yeah, at any rate, this is about it for what I got for the garden. Sure if there's the area down there where I have the annuals garden in wildflower area. They're about dead. We'll just take a quick look since I got the camera rolling. It's looking messy in there now. I am still watering a little bit. There's still some different stuff blooming in there, but it's pretty well shot. I'm going to take the fence down pretty soon. And over in here, this wildflower area, there's some cosmos blooming in there, and some black-eyed Susans, it looks like. I have a tree over here I'm going to cut down. It's dead, and that's why I think I need to move this fence out of here so I can not hit the fence. These are still blooming real nice. These coleus, they grow pretty good in the shade. Go around we'll just take a route around this way around the house. I do have one more hibiscus here. It's ballet slippers. It's blooming pretty nice. Trying to film it without my shadow being in the way. And I have some more asters here. We got 3 different ones. Pink one, a lavender, and a purple. They'll start putting on a show here in September, mid-September. But I'm going to be gone this year. We'll just do a quick view of some of these trees I have here. This is a swamp-eyed oak I planted 2 years ago. I think it's going to look pretty good. Looks like there's some leaf damage on it, and I'm not quite sure what caused that, but I think it will make it. I have a couple of maples and red oaks and white pine in here. And there is still some jack pine in here. This one's a bur oak. It's doing pretty nice. There's a bird box there, and then that has, last time I looked into it, it had a flying squirrel living in it. They like bird boxes too. This is a swamp white oak I planted 5 years ago, I think. It's doing pretty good. I got it braced, trying to keep it going straight. It wants to lean over this way because I think just the way it is, the trees on the north side of it wants to lean into the sun. Then this here's another white oak. I think I planted about 14 years ago, maybe 15 years. It's doing good. It's going straight up. Should be a nice shade tree. Over here I got some clematis growing. They're not doing much, but the one is flowering a little bit more. That's a Bobo hydrangea. The deer ate all the tops off of that. Did plant another clematis in here. It's growing up this, and this rose is really growing this year. It's putting out a lot more new shoots. I believe the name is William Baffin. It's a good winter rose, but this rose is rated for zone 3, so I don't have to worry about winter kill on that one. And this hydrangea looks like it's about done. Incredible blush. It's looked a lot better in previous pictures, and that's another clematis. It's got a few more blooms going up there. These roses here, they're David Austin roses, some different varieties. They got leaves back on them now, so I'm thinking that insecticidal soap I used worked, because you can see some damage below and some better leaves up above. Well, we'll go over here since we're going this far. I have a rosemary here. It hasn't grown much this summer. I'm not sure. I'm probably neglect. Need to water it, and then I don't. I got a bunch of Rebecca here. They're still looking pretty good. They flopped over. And a few more blooms here. It looks like a few pollinators, honeybees are in there, which is a good sign. And this is kind of the backside of hibiscus again. There's some volunteer cosmos, and I didn't take out all the black-eyed Susan because those are growing in front of the hibiscus too. So I took those out to let the hibiscus grow. But there's some on the backside there still blooming. But at any rate, that's about it for today, or for a while. I don't think it's going to get much any better until the asters start blooming, and then do a couple more things. So I need to take my blueberry fence down. Well, that's it, folks. We'll hope you enjoy. We'll do it again some later this year. Bye.